All right, we have some of our Candidate Cafe regulars with us here to talk about this experience and what they've been able to see in this format, sitting down for breakfast and lunch with some of these folks who want that highest office in the land. We have Lynn Healy, Rich Bruno, Carolyn Morrill, and Leonard Morrill. Thank you so much for joining us and doing this. And let's start with you, Lynn. What is it about being able to sit down over a meal with these people that brings out something different?
I think it's the personalities that you learn about. I love knowing a little bit more about them as an individual, and I have found that they can all laugh at themselves, and they have wonderful stories to share. So you learn their life story rather than just their stump speech.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun moments. How about you, Rich? What is it about this that brings out something different?
Well, I think you see what's the core of the candidate too, what makes them up, some of the questions like their background, and you understand what inspires them as well to take on this challenge, which is unbelievable, and how they have to go through such sacrifice. It's incredible personally. So that's what you see as the personal side for sure.
And Carolyn, you've been here for just about all of these. What is it about being close to these people in this setting that gives you something that you don't always see out on the campaign trail?
I agree with them. The personality is just unbelievable, just in the facial expressions that they show us. It's such a privilege to be able to do this. We have so much fun laughing with them.
And Leonard, what do you see? What do you see when you're that close to the candidate?
I find that you get a lot of insight into the people. When they're out on the campaign trail, you hear what their plans are and all that. But here you get a chance to get the insight to understand whether they really have the ability to work with other people. Mm-hmm. And you get that from here, which you don't just getting sound bites and all that. So it's been great.
Well, then how about a moment? What stands out to you from this these many meals?
A moment. I think probably just hearing their stories, their backgrounds, and learning just a little bit more about where they came from, some of the things they had to do in order to be where they are now. They're also extremely intelligent people, which is lovely to know, right? We would like a president to be smart.
Yeah. How about you, Rich? Is there a moment from a certain candidate that sticks with you?
Well, I mean, most recently, I saw Cory Booker, and I thought he was just kind of self-deprecating and was able to make fun of himself. And I think you need somebody that is can take in the humor and give the humor as well, and he was humorous. And again, that's the personal side, plus the fact what he likes to eat. So
yeah.
The food is always important. Were there any food choices that you thought, okay, wait a second? I remember Bill Weld was trying to eat. Yeah.
They don't get a chance to eat. They have to answer our questions. I'd like to ask about the White House. Hopefully, we can get there.
Maybe lunch one day. How about you, Leonard? Was there a moment that stood out?
I think one of the biggest ones, one of the most recent when we had Deval Patrick, and he desperately tried to eat, and he finally was able to get some bacon into him and all that, and most of them sort of shy away from actually trying to eat on camera, which I don't have an issue with, but.
Did anybody surprise you?
John Delaney, who I knew nothing about when he was here. I thought, again, there was a man that was self-made man, made a lot of sacrifices to get to where he was in life, and then he's taking on a huge challenge, and he's got a family that's sacrificing for them. So I think that they are really legitimately concerned about the direction of the country.